you ready to learn? Because my super experienced guests are ready to share some really valuable information. Make sure and listen all the way to the end to get help and support. So let's start with the best audio experience.
What's up, guys? Welcome to our show. Today we discuss about case studies, how you can create your case study to win engagement, customers, get more sales. And I'm excited to discuss this topic with Geoff Strauss. How are you?
Good, Anatoly. Thanks for asking. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. You know, it's sunny day. I think it depends on your mindset. If you set up the right mindset, everything will be fine. So it's my main attitude. When I wake up in the morning, I know that my mood depends on me and nobody else, any circumstances. Yeah, sometimes things really are hard, you know, for example, like we have in Ukraine right now. But yeah, it's life. We can go ahead. Before we start, just tell more about yourself, experience, background, because we spoke once on my podcast. I'm excited to learn more from your experience and get more valuable insights.
Sure. Well, I started as a freelance writer a little bit over 2 years ago. And since then, I've kind of been evolving and moving my business forward, looking for better ways that I can help people. I was offering a whole menu full of different copywriting services, such as blog writing, articles, website copy, social media, all that sort of thing. And, I just wasn't getting a whole lot of response. So I decided to narrow my niche. And that's kind of where I'm at now with my business. I'm offering one single product, and that's case studies for businesses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think focusing is the best attitude ever. You know, when copywriters, it doesn't matter what type of occupation, if some experts pay attention to many different topics, it's hard to call them experts, you know, because even in marketing field, we have someone who is responsible for organic reach, for paid marketing. We can divide them organic reach like social media, SEO, webinars, case studies. So yeah, I agree. I like this approach. When you pay attention to one topic, you can get much higher results because of your experience and practice. Okay, I'm interested in the first question. Where to start? For example, if someone wanna craft their case study, what to do first, the second, the third step, and why businesses need to do it?
Okay. Well, if people are going to hire you for your service or your product, they need to trust you. And they don't know if they can trust you or not. So they have to figure out if they can believe you. One way you can get around that issue that the customer has of figuring out if they can believe you is to provide them proof of why they should trust you. And that's what a case study is. It's social proof of how you've helped other people just like them solve problems and issues and help them to reach more success. So that's the benefit of the case study. It gives you proof to give to leads so that they know that they can trust you to do what they need you to do for them.
Mm-hmm. I know that it's not simple to write a case study. I know many businesses still, they try to estimate copywriters or journalists by number of symbols. You know, I'm not good. It's a good idea today because it's better. I think experienced writers know how to charge because of their experience, and it takes time to research, to find the right data, to combine all this information, to filter out, to find necessary data for any niches and craft really good stuff. Can you tell how the process looks like? For example, how do you research this information? How to find what is important and to create logic structure? For your clients.
Okay. Sure. And I take a little bit different approach to it, which I think is a more effective approach. I think the power of a case study is telling a real story, not just data you pull off the internet and Google search and this, that, the other. Anybody can do that. What makes a good case study for me is when you put me in touch with your client, or if you're doing it yourself, you get in touch with the client that you were really able to help and were really happy with what you did for them. And basically, you're going to ask them a series of questions that will allow you to write the story of your customer's journey from what their business is, what opportunity or obstacle they had, why they chose you versus your competitors. They'll talk a little bit about the process of working with you. And then they'll talk about the results of what they were able to realize because they worked with you. And then you'll finish up with some quotes about what really stood out to them as great having worked with you, and a call to action, whether it's, if this sounds like you, come visit my website or get on my calendar or send me an email, whatever you want people to do after reading that case study. The thing is, you're taking what your actual customer said and you're writing the story from start to finish, so that when somebody else reads it, they can say, oh, my business is just like that. I'm having that same issue. I'm having that same opportunity. And, oh, here's how Anatoly was able to help this person just like me get from where they were to where they wanted to be. And that's what I want. So I should hire Anatoly. And here's how I can do it. I go to his website. I give him a call, whatever that is, that call to action is. So that's, to me, what a good case study is. The results should have some data and some statistics in there so people can see what actual results were realized. But beyond that, it's more having those actual quotes that you can take from your customer that said, Anatoly is great. Anatoly helped me, get more sales. Anatoly helped me get more exposure to people through his podcast, whatever it may be. But it's basically just a story, a real story, though.
Yeah. I love storytelling style. By the way, I wrote my story on Friday and submitted the story on LinkedIn, and I got over 20,000 subscribers from one single story.
Wow.
It's amazing. I can tell how I did it. The first thing, I decided to share my real experience, because when I read marketing books about filming content, most of them proclaim you need to create high quality stuff. You need to create so valuable content. But I disagree with that. I can explain why. Because, when you have no experience, how you can film awesome content without experience? And most content creators give up after first attempt. I remember a few studies that shared that content creators don't film the second video because they can't get results from the first. They can't create perfect content. I don't know how it's possible to create perfect content, especially with my pronunciation, my way of speaking. But, I had experience to do it. That's why I usually spend so much time to film, to live stream, to communicate with others, to create short format, long format, medium format, many different formats. And I wrote the story, how I actually get customers, sales by filming a lot. And after submitting the story on LinkedIn, LinkedIn Pulse, it's called, and LinkedIn asks you, do you want to send the story to all your followers? And I sent the story to all my followers, and for after 5 hours, I check out how many people subscribed. That was more than 10,000 people. And for a few days, like Saturday and Sunday, I got additional 10,000 subscribers. So and that was my. That was my story. Nothing special. I shared my story, my vision, how you can get high results by filming videos. It doesn't matter what kind of benchmark you have. You need to do what you love. And I like filming videos. By the way, when I started to film videos, my first video, I felt that it's better to break my leg than film a video, because I scared camera to death. I never thought that I can do it. But at that time, I analyzed that it's better to film videos, because if you have long plan strategy, Gen Z and Millennium are they prefer to consume video content more than any other formats. So I decided then I need to jump to this board, and that was hard to create any quality. But when you create quantity, you can improve quality step by step, like increase
Yes.
experience. You can get confidence, by filming videos. So it takes time. It's the same like any other sport. For example, if you are talking about sportsmen, soccer players, they usually play every single day. We can see the results on the competition when we are visiting soccer matches, or watching on TV. It's the same with writing. I think you need to write a lot if you want to improve your quality of writing, or film a lot. And I don't care about results in the first stage. Even, I think you can fail 100 times. But when you get this experience, you can overcome many of your competitors who pay attention to the quality from the first video. Yeah, it's my vision.
Right.
And after submitting this story, it's like, probably it's my research. I didn't spend so much time to research, to write this article, like a few hours. I did it, 1,000 words, and 20,000 people subscribed to my LinkedIn Plus. So if you wanna use this feature, just write your article. And for me, it's better to write the best article, simple and online research, and share this article and send to all your connections and followers. You can get subscribers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I think people actually, on a certain level, might even prefer an imperfect article or imperfect piece of content because they can relate to that. Everybody makes mistakes in the work that they do, and it makes you authentic. It's not a perfect polished piece, and I think people are more comfortable with that to a certain extent than having a perfect piece of content necessarily. You want it to be as best as you can do it, but at the same time, mistakes give it character.
I have the question about researching a topic that you don't know. For example, if you have a client, and let's take the topic weight loss supplements, for example. And the client, your client is selling weight loss supplements, and if you have no experience with that, how to create a case study about weight loss supplements without experience?
Well, again, my case study, if my client was a weight loss supplement company, my process would be getting in touch with that weight loss supplement company and having them put me in touch with clients that they've helped. And then I would tell the story of how they helped those clients. So that would be how I would do my research, because I like using the real quotes and the real words of people that have really been helped by your company, in this case, a weight loss supplement company. I think that's much more powerful than just quoting statistics that anybody can find on the internet. It makes it unique. It makes it original content, which is always valuable. If you're just saying the same thing as everybody else in the weight loss supplement industry, why should anybody pick you? There's nothing special or different about you. But if you're putting original, unique case studies out there that both tell the story of how you've helped people, just like the people that you're trying to help and sell to now, and doing it in an original and unique way, I think that's going to be much more powerful than just saying our product on average helps X number of people lose X amount of pounds in a kind of general way. I think having that real, authentic, genuine case with the real words and quotes of people you've really helped is a much more effective route.
I like in your reply that you mentioned a few times original, unique, and so I agree with that. Completely agree with that. Can you tell more? For example, how to create original and unique content? Because I often see when copywriters just rewrite existing content, they open the top 10 results and rephrase, use different sentences, synonyms, and something like this. I'm not good. I'm not sure it's a good idea. It's better to create something new. Can you provide more about how to create this original and unique content?
Sure. I think it's a matter of one great source, like we've been saying, is your client experiences. That's what I like to use for the case study. But for content in general, I think you need to draw from your own experiences as a business owner, as a podcaster, as a content creator. Like if you were creating content for yourself as a content creator, what have you, just tell your own story. Tell the story of how you got started as a content writer, what you did right, what you did wrong. You know, if you're drawing from your own experience, no one else is going to have had that experience. And that's by definition going to be unique and original because no one else in the world has had the same experience as you. So that's a great place to look for unique and original content is your own personal experiences and your business experiences.
Can you tell how to provoke trust? You know, when you craft original content, and for example, I often see when webmasters create content, but when I'm reading this content, I'm not feeling trust of these case studies because it smells like fake or unreal. But I think it's possible to provoke the trust feeling when you share the right data. Can you tell more how, from your experience, how to improve trust in your case studies?
Sure. Again, I go back to my process and focus on using actual people and actual cases, actual quotes, actual words, actual results. It's not just statistics and numbers and industry data. I mean, these, and the thing is, in the case studies that I write, the people's names are there, the clients' names are there, there are links to the clients' websites there. So you can actually go and see these people and you can reach out and contact these people and say, hey, did this really happen? And they'll talk to you. So that also provides a good marketing piece for the clients of the people that hire me, because then every place that case study goes, that is free marketing for the person that is the focus of the case study or the business that's the focus of the case study. So they're getting free marketing out of it. So it's well worth their time to do it as well. In terms of another thing that I think is important when it comes to case studies and making them believable and building trust is you need to know who your target audience is, because then you need to pick a case that will speak to that target audience, right? So if your target audience is business owners, well, you'll want to do a case about business owners, because then the business owners that you're trying to talk to with the case study will be able to relate to the story. So you want it to be relatable to your audience. You know, if you think of any great movie or book that you've ever read, there's always a character in there that you can relate to, right? That you can say, oh, you know, that's kind of like me. And that's why you love that story or that movie. Same thing with a case study. If you write it with the character or the focus on someone who is just like the target audience that you want to reach, that's going to make it relatable, interesting, and believable for that audience.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. I think today we need to create content for human, not for search engines, not for any other stuff. Yeah. But, you
That's
know,
right.
I think about case studies, no, I like them because they get you know, like earn even natural links, backlinks, you know, because journalists can link to this content, and even it's more important than getting traffic, you know, for a website. When you have case study, and it can it provokes trust, it creates authority, and journalists can link to these case studies. Can you tell more about how to create linkable content from your experience?
Sure. Linkable content needs to be, I'm kind of like you. I don't like the idea of writing for the machine in between people, right? Because business is just people. It's you and me. When we do business, it's just you and me. Yeah, the computer might be in the middle, but that's just a tool. So the content needs to be something that is going to talk to your audience. So it comes down to your audience, really. Anything you write, any content you create, it's all about the audience. In terms of case studies, what's great about them is that they are very, what do I want to say? you can use them in lots of different ways. You can put them on your website. You can put them in a PDF. You can use them as downloadable as a free thing for your customers. You can put them into email campaigns. You can print them out. You can make flyers out of them. You can put them in your social media. You can put them just about anywhere. And they're again, I think they're better, almost better than testimonials, because testimonials are 2 or 3 sentences, and yeah, they say good things about you, but they don't necessarily paint the picture and tell the story where your audience will be able to see themselves in the place of being one of your clients.
Can you tell how case studies can help to sell products? Actually, for example, we can earn backlinks, we can earn some trust authority because we share the studies. But what about sales? Because in the end, we want more sales. Can you tell how to submit this content? For example, many online shops, they usually have some e-commerce content, for sales purposes. But most customers don't buy from unrecognizable brands. They want to get value first. So case studies can help with that. Testimonials can help. Can you tell how to interlink this content with e-commerce pages to get much higher results, and where to submit case studies in blog or any other parts of content? Because I found that many companies, websites, they usually submit case studies in the bottom of the page or in the structure, of their websites. From your experience, how to do it?
I think a good way to do it would be to identify the different parts of your different target markets, because you're probably going to have more than one target market, and generate at least 1 or 2 case studies for each of your different target markets. And then a good case study is going to run anywhere from 500 to 1,000 words. So it's going to take up some real estate if you're putting the whole thing right on a page or something like that. So you might want to include it as part of an overall marketing piece for a certain aspect of your market. Say real estate brokers were somebody that you were part of your market, one of your target markets. So you might say something like, are you a real estate broker that's looking for more exposure through podcasts? Well, read this case study about how I was able to help someone just like you. And then you could have a link to the case study. I don't think you want to put a full case study, because they tend to run, about 3 pages once you include all the graphics and the formatting and design and everything, because it's real slick. It's a real good looking thing. It's not just text on a white background. It's a real good looking polished document when it's all said and done. But I think what you'd want to do is have it available for people to access it when they're looking for reasons to trust you to help them with their business.
Got it. Let's talk about the structure. I often see when the blog content has the same structure: headline, the intro, the main part with subheadings, conclusion. And what about case studies? What kind of structure is better to create? Provide more insights about that.
Sure. The structure that I tend to use, again, is kind of like a story, has beginning, middle, end, where the beginning is kind of all about the company that the case study is being written about. So what's the name of the company? What's the name of the person at the company? How long have they been in business? What industry are they in? What are their products and services? And who are their clients? So that kind of, then people can see that first and say, oh, that's kind of like my company. So then they're interested to learn more, right? So then you go on to, why did you pick Anatoly to help you? And so then there'll be a part about what made Anatoly different from other people doing the same thing that Anatoly does. So that's the next part. Why does Anatoly stand out? Why did you choose them? From there, you go into, how did Anatoly help you? What were you facing? What were your obstacles or your opportunities? and what happened while you were working with Anatoly. And then there's that's kind of the middle part, right? How he helped you, why you chose him. And then the ending part is, here are the results. Here's how we were better after working with Anatoly, and here's what you need to do next. Here's the call to action. So you have the beginning, makes it relatable. This company is just like me. The middle, why you hired Anatoly, what made him great, how he helped you, and then the ending, here are the results. Here's how much better we are, and here's how you get in touch with Anatoly.
Nice, nice. Love it. Can you tell more about retaining audience? Once I read a book. Joe Sugarman wrote this book about retaining audience longer. And by the way, Joe Sugarman is one of the best marketers ever, paid marketers. And he wrote this book in 70s, many years ago. But today, many of his points are great because he wrote that you need to retain the audience longer, because if people read the whole content, the chance that will buy increase a lot. Can you tell how to retain audience after reading your case study? Because I know that many case studies can be boring. When you check out studies, you can see some generic numbers or not interesting stuff. But can you provide from your experience how to retain longer and give a strong reason to consume the whole content?
Well, I think in the way that I do it, it uses kind of the storytelling framework. So like I said, there's a beginning, middle, end. You have the beginning that kind of makes it relatable. And then you also have the obstacle or opportunity, which also can be relatable. And by that point, they're probably invested enough. They want to read the rest. They want to see how you helped them, what the results were, and then, how to get in touch with you. So I think just that structure itself lends itself to somebody reading it from beginning to end. And like I said earlier, I don't necessarily clog it up with a bunch of data and statistics and things like that. The results section should have some hard data because, people want to know, if I hire Anatoly, what does this mean in terms of dollars and cents? Will it really be, what's my return on investment? So you want to have some hard data in that section so people can see, the dollars and cents return on investment. But the rest of it, you just tell it in a conversational way. You include real quotes from the real people. And you just, when you get done writing it, before you push it out there into the world, read it and ask yourself, would I read this from beginning to end? And if the answer is no, maybe you go back and you do some editing.
Nice, nice. I'm interested about ideas. How to find ideas for case studies? Do we need to share only about our previous experience with customers, or we can submit something new, interesting, that relates to our niche, or about new techs that will come soon? Provide more insights about that.
Yes, there are different ways that you can do case studies, but the prior client angle is kind of the one that I've taken writing the case studies that I do for my clients. I just think that that's the most effective way. Again, it goes back to original and unique content. It makes it relatable. It's real. It's authentic. Those are all things that are, kind of buzzwords right now. So I think those are all good reasons to go that route. And, that may not be the route for everybody. And there are copywriters and case study writers that will do other processes and structures. It's just not the way that I approach it.
Got it. Is it enough to write case study and submit on website, or do we need to promote case study as well to get higher results? What do you think?
I kind of feel like the case study is kind of further down in your sales funnel. Once they get to that decision point of, okay, do I want to hire Anatoly or do I not? That might be the last piece that pushes them over the edge, because then I'll give them the social proof they need to say, okay, I'm just like this person. I trust Anatoly because Anatoly helped this other person just like me. Where's that? Where do I sign on the line? So it's kind of like further down in the sales funnel. So once you get somebody almost to the point where they're ready to decide yes or no to hire you, that's where you might want to introduce the case study to them as just one more piece of why they should trust you.
When I check out your profile on LinkedIn, I found that you have extended experience about writing. And I often get this question from my audience, how to improve writing skills. Can you reply to this question?
Yes. Write more, read more. The more reading and writing you do, the better you're going to write. It's like anything else. Ride a bike, play a sport. The more you do it, the better you're going to be. Write conversationally. If you write something and it doesn't feel like something you would say if you were standing right in front of the person, maybe that's not the way you want to write it either. Make it feel just like a conversation, because it really is a conversation. Even though it's written, it's still just me saying something, putting it somewhere into content, and then you picking up that piece of content and reading it. So it's still just a conversation between two people. So I would say try to be conversational, and write like you talk. Write like you would speak with another person.
Yeah, love it. I can explain why. Because, for example, it's not enough if you read a book how to play soccer or tennis and be a good player. You need to play. You need to train and spend some time on the field, sporting field. It's the same with writing. If you don't write, you can read many books how to write. But if you don't write, actually, you can't achieve high results. And great book authors usually write plus 1,000 words a day. For me, it's hard to find this time. I want to write plus 1,000 words a day, but it's really hard to find this time. That's why my main focus is not to be the best writer in the world, but if I have this purpose, I spend so much time with that. So it depends on priorities, because I know that someone hates to write, and okay, just record audio podcasts, film videos. It's up to you. It doesn't matter what kind of directions you have, but it's better to practice and train skills that where you feel much better, where you want to get results. I want to ask you about the future. What kind of future are you expecting from case studies? Because it's interesting that many people proclaim that SEO is dead, marketing is dead, many other stuff is dead. But what about case studies? What do you think? It will be dead one day, or it's growing and businesses need to pay attention and create case studies today?
I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they're going to be around forever. We've been writing since we figured out how to paint pictures on cave walls. I think we're always going to write. That's what people do. I think that the fact that even though video is so popular now and all these other forms of communication, audio are so popular right now, but people still write and people still read, kind of proves that even though all these other forms of communication come around, writing is still what people do. And, reading and writing it's just part of who we are. So I don't think that that's going to go away. I think that businesses that use case studies are going to be more effective in turning leads into clients, because not all businesses use them, and they do kind of provide that last piece of social proof that can push someone over the edge into a decision to make a purchase. So I think businesses that use them will profit from them, and I think that that's one reason that they'll always be around, because they'll provide a competitive edge to those who choose to use them.
Yeah, I love it. I'm interested to learn about testing, how we can test that results are good with case studies. And for example, I created many times content that didn't get high engagement, didn't get results. It's hard for me to count how many times I failed with creating content, but I got experience, and for me 20% of my content works well, so I can get results from that. Can you tell how to analyze your case studies that that was written good, the results will be great, or it's better to edit, to change something, and to provide another case study? Provide more insights about that.
In terms of measuring the success or impact of case studies in overall marketing, I think one easy way to do it is just to ask your clients, hey, like if I wrote a case study for you, Anatoly, next time you get a sale, just ask them, hey, what went into your decision to buy from me, and see what they say. Was it the website? Was it your social media? Was it the case study? So just do your market research, ask your clients and see what they say. For me, to do market research on the value and the results of my case studies would be to go to, say, again, if you were my client, go to you and say, Anatoly, it's been a little while. I wrote a case study for you. I hope you've been using it. Have you seen any results? Have you gotten any new clients because of the case study? And then you either say yes or no, and how many, and then I've got my market research. I think that's the best way to gauge it, just to, ask questions and do research.
Yes, love it about asking the right questions, because I think the era of lazy marketers is dead. When someone wanna get results from one tool or without asking clients, and many webmasters, they usually open SEMrush, Ahrefs, find keywords, and that's it. It doesn't work. You need to communicate with customers, to ask sales department, to communicate on social media, even to go to the shop, I don't know, to drink coffee with your customers and to learn from them. I know that CEOs of big companies usually find their customers offline, spend time with them, learn their pain points, and after that they can create much better content or products for their clients. I completely agree with you. I have the question about simplicity. Can you tell how is important to create simple consuming content in case studies? For example, when I write, I usually write the draft and then edit a lot, because I want to simplify experience of my readers, and I usually use short sentences. What about case studies? Do we need to simplify content, or that's good to use long sentences? Tell more about that.
I think simpler is better. I think simpler is better. As long as you can still tell the story you want to tell, simplify it as much as you can. It's going to make it easier for your reader. It's going to make it more digestible. It's going to make it more effective. You don't want to throw around
personalization. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you don't want to throw around a bunch of jargon and words that people just don't care about. It's just going to make you look like you're trying to impress people, and it's not really going to do anything good for you.
What about personalization? In paid marketing, we usually create a buying persona and set up the right message on Facebook ads or Google ads. Customize the message, because if you sell to everyone, you sell to nobody. And what about case studies? How to personalize experience of customers in case studies?
The way that I am going about it right now is when I am in a one-on-one meeting with someone discussing, how I can help them with a case study. I usually ask the question, how many target markets do you have, or who are your target markets? And then go into the discussion of, well, you probably want to have at least one, maybe more case studies for each of those target markets, so that when you are marketing to that segment of your market, you'll have a case study that speaks directly to them and their needs and their desires, and the obstacles and opportunities that they are facing. So I approach it based on segments of your target market in terms of personalization, in order to make it relatable to whoever might be reading it.
Love it. Thanks a lot for all your insights. You know how to share value with my audience, so that's why I invited you the second time. Welcome back anytime. When you have this time, we can share more topics. Tell our audience how they can reach out to you, learn more about you, follow you.
Sure. Thanks, Anatoly. It was great coming back. I love the fact you asked me to come back, and I love the fact that I had some new information for you and for your audience. This has been great. You can find me on LinkedIn, just my name. I'm over there. I have my main website, which is geoffthewriter.com. And then I have my new website for case studies, just case studies, And that's the website, justcasestudies.com. And that's all you'll find over there is case studies.
Okay, nice. You can, guys, you can find all these links in the description below. Listen to us on Apple, Google, Spotify. Thanks again for your time. A big pleasure. Love it. Yeah, we are like family, because we did it 2 times. I think we will do it 3 times as well. Okay, guys, love you. See you.